Hey everybody, doing a story on Atlantis in ancient Egypt and why I think the survivors of Atlantis started the Egyptian civilization. This is Atlantis Quest, and I stumbled across this website. It had just what I needed. It's the first time I've been on it, and it's not bad. But anyway, when I go across YouTube, I often see people stating their beliefs, and I always find them interesting and wide-ranging and often entertaining. But the first thing that usually pops into my head is not necessarily what somebody believes in, but exactly why they believe that way. And that's kind of why I'm doing this story tonight on Atlantis in ancient Egypt, just to tell you why I think the Egyptian civilization started when people from Atlantis came there. Now, it all comes down to this character named Thoth. Now, when I study ancient Egypt, it's kind of a tricky game. You can't trust the Egyptologists. They're too mired in their political and economical game, and the truth has a hard time getting out. And the standard model of Egyptian history is so fixed and set. The people who teach it are just so set in their ways, and history just will not change. I look to the ancient writings, and if possible, the most ancient writings, because some of them have kind of evolved over time. So I look back to the very earliest text, and this is what they say about Thoth, and this is why I think Atlantis people started ancient Egypt. These ancient texts say Thoth was born in a distant country to the west, which was across a body of water. Its main city was by the sea. The land possessed volcanoes, and the city had a low mountain or hill in the center. This land is sometimes referred to as the Island of Flame, that is in the Book of the Dead, and the Pyramid Text. Thoth is sometimes called the Cleaver of the Earth. Now, creation stories in the Pyramid Text speak of the Island of Flame as the original land, quote, the mythical place where the gods were born, beyond the limits of the created world. Now, such myths place Thoth, as well as his birthplace in the West, at the very beginning of Egyptian traditions. One can't help recall the similar origin myths of the Atlantean tribe of North Africa. Now, Thoth is also known as the Lord of the Horizon. However, in later texts, Osiris is said to dwell there as well, but only by then it has become a place of final reward. Now, in the Book of the Dead, ritual has the hopeful deceased, after uttering certain sacred passwords, they shout jubilantly, "Hail, flame, who comest forth from the horizon. Hail, who art in the city. Give me thy two hands, and let me pass my time in the island of flame." Now, it goes on to say, and I always thought this was very interesting regarding Thoth, he is described as ruler of the western domain. But by the end of the New Kingdom, he is called Lord of the West. He is accredited with the invention of writing, mathematics, astronomy, and civilization in general. The earliest text and what they say about Thoth, they don't call it his battle with good and evil. The very earliest texts quote Thoth as the ruler of civilization and chaos. I think that is very important. Not God, but more of a king. Now, the pyramid texts in the Book of the Dead say his Egyptian name is Tehute, and that means the measurer. So he started teaching writing, mathematics, astronomy, and civilization, and he was known as the measurer. And I find that very interesting because in the Great Pyramid we have incredible mathematics, pi, how to square a circle, etc., astronomy, the Orion correlation, Sirius, and the measurer. What does the Great Pyramid have in it? It has measurements of the earth, measurements to the sun, the rotation of the earth. It has all these incredible measurements encoded into it, and I think Thoth had a hand in that, or his knowledge had a hand in that at least. Now, in summary, These texts say this: a catastrophe occurred which darkened the sun and disturbed the gods, but Thoth led them across the sea to an eastern country. Thoth is depicted as the controller of the flood. That's in the Leiden Papyrus. Now, all of this, plus just the current evidence of these ancient sites that are dating back to a time which equates to Atlantis, or whatever you want Atlantis to mean. That is the most common reference to this ancient civilization, Atlantis. So that's what I'm using. So you have all of this ancient text referring to a catastrophe and this great ruler coming and starting civilization. So for me, I'm open-minded. It's not a stretch. I don't believe in it 100%. Maybe just 99%. Maybe you learned something. Have a good night.